guys, welcome into this video. I am joined today by Gaston, one of our strongest builders at Town Hall 10 over here at Blueprint. Do you want to just introduce yourself a little bit, man?
My name is GastonG, and I'm the main Town Hall 10 and Blow builder for Blueprint base building. And in this video, I will be talking about this base I've built. I've built this for the MWL League, and it's for a no sap, no witch, and 4 P.E.K.K.A. max format.
Yeah, let's go through the base. So I've noticed this. You've got quite a lot of different compartments here. It's not really like an open format base. Do you maybe want to touch on that a little bit?
Yeah. Okay. So in this format, the main strategies are the queen charges and the Lalos, as well as falcons and P.E.K.K.A. smash. And these open compartments and moats, they help defend against P.E.K.K.A. smash and falcon, and can make some queen charge, which is quite hard. Like, for example, this bottom Inferno, the single, the moats there, they are actually in range of the single. So if you start the queen charge from over there, it's very likely that that will end badly and the queen will die.
Yeah. So are you looking to bait a particular entry on this base, or is it just one of these bases that really, no matter what side they attack from, they're going to struggle?
Well, the traps on this base is quite standard, and like the spring traps are away from the heroes and all of that. But the interesting part of this base is the air defenses, because they are very clumped together. So it's if you use a kill squad or a queen charge, you can get quite a lot of value and get multiple ADs. But the other side have most of the splash and even the queen. So it's very hard to Lalo this base. And since there is no saps, some people might want to use bats, and that's why you put wizard towers close to the air defenses, so they are covered.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, so another feature of this base is the Infernos, because they have very heavy defense rings, so a lot of defense targeting troops will have a hard time getting to the Infernos. And also the Infernos cover the entire core of the base, so you really need to pick a side and enter from an Inferno.
Yep, absolutely. It's really interesting to see that you've got your Infernos relatively close to the outside of the base. In a lot of these Town Hall 10 builds that I've seen, you tend to see them more in cores or in like big isolated compartments, whereas here you've kind of got them like still covering the core because it's quite a compact base, yet they're still relatively close to the outside, but not really much hope of an attacker getting both of the Infernos with like you know, a hero dive or a kill squad, anything like that.
Yeah, I agree. And you talked about a central Inferno, but in this space we have a central expo farm. Like we can see here, we have 3 expos.
Yep.
And that puts a lot of damage onto queen charges and makes Lalo very hard. And you really need to take out this section for Lalo, which is exactly what this attacker is trying to do. It's a very nice attack, actually. It's very well planned and highly skilled.
Yep. So yeah, like you said, we're seeing this player coming in here, trying to get rid of these expos, trying to push in towards that multi-target Inferno. As we know from pretty much all base builds from 1009 through, as soon as Lalo kind of becomes a viable strategy, we want to try and defend against queen charges. And obviously when you're coming in with a queen charge, you want to get as much value as possible. So like you said, that triple expo in the core, always going to be difficult, so you have to make sure you're continuously raging up your queen to protect her. Honestly, you might get a little bit lucky here on this base because that queen passed in towards the king rather than over towards that multi-target Inferno. But let's just say it was all part of the base building plan and the structure that you laid out, that's what you meant to happen.
Yeah, and we can see in the next attack they try to use the exact same strategy, but that time the queen will path into the Inferno.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so this was actually, like you said, a really nice plan. Definitely can see what this player was trying to do. sadly, I just don't think he quite got the value he was looking for with that queen. He obviously wanted to push this queen in towards that multi-target Inferno, take that down, and let the Lalo just kind of tidy up the back end. We do still have that queen ability in hand, so this looks like it's going to be a pretty close attack here on the back end, but we are forced to pop that queen ability, and then we've got a little bit of a Tesla farm up here towards that 11 o'clock section, which probably would have finished off that queen if we had had the time. Okay, now moving on to this next attack. Like we just said, this is going to be a pretty much identical attack to that of the previous one, but the queen does path slightly different. So, do you maybe want to touch base on what you are bringing in your CC to defend against these kind of strategies?
Well, in this instance, I have a Babe Dragon and 2 Witches in my clan castle, but after testing this base more, I've realized that that's not quite optimal. As we can see in this hit, it will not stall the queen long enough, and the expo farm will get taken out quite easily.
Yep.
So I actually suggest using a dragon and witch CC, like a big dragon, okay. Or you can use a lava hound, especially if it's one hit, then lava hound is way stronger.
Yep. I see this player coming in. It's always a little bit risky to run your king directly next to your queen charge, because those healers, of course, can transfer over. I'm assuming that you have had quite a few other attacks against this base. Has anyone actually managed to triple this base yet?
Not yet, but the king here, he tried to use it to take out the Tesla, or the half Tesla farm up by the multi, but it got pulled by the skeleton next to the geared archer tower. And that's exactly what happened in the previous hits too.
Yep. Yeah, so you know what they say, like if you make the same mistake once or something like that, it's a sign of madness. So I can't remember what the exact expression is. I'm sure someone can let me know down in the comments. But yeah, so there's a lot of work here for this Lalo to do on the back end, and like you said, the air defense placement is actually pretty interesting. Did you have them spaced like that on purpose to try and bait out these kind of Lalo attacks, so the lava hounds are maybe not tanking as much for these balloons coming in behind?
Yeah, you can see the Lalos or the lavas are quickly getting melted, and the addition to with the single Inferno really helps ramp up the damage.
Yep.
And you see the lavas are already dead, so now the loons are just slowly getting picked off.
Yep. And we've got this enemy queen on the back end as well, which is another thing. The queen's basically a walking air defense. She's going to snipe off those balloons super quickly. She's also really, really strong against hog raiders, which is what we saw in that first attack, although they did come in with that kill squad to take her down. This one, again, going to come relatively close with that queen ability getting popped on the back end. But like you said, really nice placement on those skeleton traps. We did end up using pulling that king in rather than letting him take down those Teslas. So yeah, is trap placement, again, something on this? I know you said at the start it was kind of just, you know, pretty regular trap placement, nothing too special. But are there any particular sections of this base that you did try to bait out for a queen charge or for a kill squad, anything like that?
I didn't really try to bait any particular strategy with this. I just tried to space out the SAMs with all the air defenses, so lavas melted even quicker, and then the Rabs on the other side if the attacker tried to get the air defenses with a queen charge instead.
Ah, right. Okay. Okay, and for the last attack we have coming in here, it looks like it's going to be a slight different variation on the Lalo plan that we have seen in some of these other attacks. We've got Quad Quake coming on through here, and is that something that we see quite commonly at Town Hall 10, Gaston?
We see some Quad Quake, but usually with baby drags instead. But this base is quite difficult to baby drag because of the single, because you need to engage the single with the queen charge, because baby drags can't take it out.
Fair enough. So we've got some wall breakers going to be coming in on this one to try and open up that first compartment, give this queen access in towards the multi-target Inferno. Taking a little bit of a gamble there though, letting those wall breakers walk directly into the multi-target Inferno beams, but he brought enough so the death damage from them still would have taken down those wall sections.
Yeah.
Okay, so the CC does end up actually getting pulled over to the king and then progresses through to the queen. We're seeing those witches going to stall up the queen. Like you said, we This basically forces the attacker to drop down rage spells because we have the triple expo on her. And look at her right now without a rage spell. She's getting completely melted, and that's forcing the second rage spell of this attack. No jump spells, but we do have that quad Quake. Going to be interesting to see where exactly this player does use it. Using it up towards the top section of the base, so it looks like we're going to be trying to Lalo down from that 9 o'clock section, I would assume. Yep. Okay. So I'm assuming in this you're unable to bring like maxed out CC or anything. I take it it's just
it's no siege.
Okay.
Just the regular Town 10 clan castle.
Yep. So definitely, I think Town Hall 10 is one of the hardest town halls to attack without a siege. Really, really tough. Suddenly it puts you on your toes. But we're probably a lot of the players that are going to end up using this base are going to be attacked by sieges. So is there any changes or adaptations you would make to the base to potentially defend against sieges?
Yeah, I would. In this base, I've put the tunnel in the middle because there are no sieges, so the tunnel just stalls the attacker and forces them to attack from certain angles. But I would, if you were to use this in Siege War, I would definitely put the tunnel at 12 o'clock. So that way, like sieges like Log Launcher and Wall Wrecker would encounter the single straight away. And then also, if you have, I would recommend using 2 super minion and a headhunter as well as archer in the clan castle, and that would very quickly melt a lot of strategies as well.
Alright, well that does bring us to the end of this video. As always, we will have the link to this base down in the description below for you guys to pick up for yourself. If you do end up running this base, make sure you let us know in the comments as well how you get on with it. But Gaston, thank you so much for coming on to do this, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. As always, another fantastic base from you.
Thank you so much.
Because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were